Hello and welcome back to my Out of the Park 19 playthrough with the Kansas City Royals. It's been a little bit since I uploaded my last video. My parents and my in-laws were both in town at the same time, so that was a bit of a madhouse, but they're back home now, so I finally have time to play some Out of the Park again. And also, my last couple videos, the audio is messed up. There is a weird driver issue between my microphone and Windows 10, but that hopefully has been resolved. So, apologies if you were just watching one of my quiet videos and then went straight into watching this one because I probably blew out your eardrums, but that should all be fixed now. So, anyway, it is the beginning of June 2019, which means the first year player draft, so that's going to be the focal point of this episode, but we're just going to go over what sort of happened the last month. We're 23-32, which is bad, but it's not horrific. We're just a bad team, and that's sort of how we figured we would be. So Manny Machado, he has pulled himself out of his slump. If you remember last time, he started off the season very poorly, but he's up to 282 now, average for the season. We're starting to hit a little better. Our average, we're still towards the bottom, but we're not dead last anymore. But our pitching has sort of fallen off a little bit. So, the bats are starting to heat up, but the pitching is starting to cool down, and so we're still a struggling team. We are facing some injuries. Carlos Gonzalez, he's going to be out for a little while, a couple weeks. Danny Jansen, our backup catcher, he's day-to-day. He'll be fine. Richard Lovelady, he's been injured since spring training, but we'll get him back in 4 weeks, so excited about that. Alex Gordon is out for 5 weeks, and Arturo Soto is out for 4 weeks. Now, this sucks because he was hitting, fairly well. We brought him in, had an OPS plus of 119, so OPS at 846, so, hard to complain about that. Maybe a little disappointing, but, he was still a good contributor, but, he's 33 years old, so the main objective was to bring him in and hope he did well so we could trade him, but he's injured, so probably have to hold on to him at least for the rest of the season. Maybe look to move him in the offseason. Who knows? And Machado, we're going to, as we get closer to the deadline, we're sort of going to put our feelers out there and see what kind of return we could get for him. He is disgruntled with the performance of the team, but he's unhappy with our team record. I did get a private message saying, "Hey, I want you to trade me." So, if we can get a good return for Manny Machado, we're gonna pull the trigger and do it. Obviously, the fans aren't going to be happy about that, but in terms of the rebuild, that's really the best thing to do. Pitching wise, everybody is sort of. All of our starters kind of in the 5 to 5.5 ERA range, which is not great. And our bullpen is okay. Once we get Richard Lovelady back, this will look really good. Well, I guess it's not great. Tim Hill has actually been pretty good, but like Kelvin Herrera and Cody Carroll have been a little bit disappointing. So maybe they can turn that around. The one thing we are really good at is stealing bases. We are first, so Nicky Lopez, Michael Gigliotti, and Adalberto Mondesi all really big threats once they reach base. So at least we're doing something well. But anyway, we're going to go into the first year player draft. We do have the number 1 overall pick, so I'm hoping that there's like a college pitcher. Let's see what our scouting director, let's see who he likes. Okay, so he likes Logan Davidson. And he looks, he looks to be okay. He's 21, so he's relatively polished. He'll be ready for the majors pretty soon. And I know it's not wise to pay attention to position when drafting, but I have a lot of second basemen and shortstops. So I know I could trade one, obviously, but if there's a pitcher that I really like, I mean, that's going to be the best way to go. So I'm going to just filter all pitchers and then change my view. All right, so who's got high stuff? Is there any starting pitchers? Let's see here. Ryan Zephyrjan. So he's got good stuff potential. He can be okay movement, good control, has a plus fastball, a really good slider, and a changeup that is already, close to being fully developed. Decent stamina. Let's look at the OSA. Yeah, OSA is about the same on him. And I don't know if he's number one overall pick worthy, but he's someone to pay attention to as we go through this process. So now I know this guy, if we go by stars, he's the best pitcher, so let's just kind of take a look at him. 60 stuff, 60 movements, decent control, and has 3+ pitches with an okay fourth pitch. Yeah, I kind of like the look of him. 60 stamina. Oh boy, let's see here. This guy has high intelligence. Doesn't really have the stuff, but he could have 4 okay pitches. Nobody really blowing me away, which is unfortunate. Let's go back to, I just want to look at batters again, because if there's a really good hitter, we're just gonna want to go for it. But it's kind of hard. You don't really want to pay attention to stars because 1.5 potential stars, but if he hits 70 contact with 55 power, that's a good player. Let's see. This guy, 60 contact, 60 home run power, and plus defender. OSA. Bars look a little better. Ah, man. Let's take a look at Eric Rivera, too. Do you have any? This guy has 75 power. College level player. We're just going to go ahead and select the pitcher. So, Matthew Thompson, let's look at him one more time. Good stuff. He's going to get a decent amount of strikeouts. He has plus pitches, good enough movement. He may walk some batters, but that's okay. He's a neutral pitcher, so he's not an extreme fly ball hitter or anything. So demand of 4,800. That's not terrible. So I think we are going to draft Matthew Thompson. So we're going to auto draft until our next selection. All right, so let's go back. I imagine all the good hitters are going to be gone, of course. Yeah, the guy with the 75 power is gone. I do like the look of this Johnny Hills because he's high worth ethic, high intelligence with 70 contact potential. But he's not a really... these guys that are good at getting on base, I like to also have them be threats as base runners, whereas this guy is not a threat at base runner. So I'm gonna pay attention to him, but not going to pull the trigger on him just yet. Oh, so then we got Mason Hour, who has 55 contact, 60 gap, and 55 power. He's a high schooler. Really good outfield ratings. Decent on base. So, got to pay attention to him. Let's just see who our scouting director likes. Oh, he likes the guy I like. So, that's just sort of affirms what I was thinking there. So, if I'm going to go for a hitter, I think Hour would be my best choice. Let's click on him one more time. I wanted to look at his personality. Hesitant to commit, so I don't know. That doesn't really tell me a whole lot. Oh, we're going to go back to pitchers. See if there's another starter. This guy, low worth ethic, low intelligence, not going to be looking at him. If I go back to my pitcher view here. Let's go by stuff again, see if there's any starting pitchers worth looking at. The guy I was looking at earlier has been picked. Not seeing a whole lot that interests me. Let's look at Drew Rasmussen here. He's 23, so he's fairly old. But he's pretty well developed already, so it would not take him much time at all to come in and be major league ready. So he looks like he could be sort of a back end rotation kind of guy if he hits these bars. 60 stuff. Not great stamina though, so really in reality he would be kind of a long relief bullpen guy, and I just don't want to do that with my second pick here. So really don't see anything that interests me. So we're going to go back and we're going to take this Mason Hour. He's a high schooler, but good contact, good gap power, good home run power, okay base running, good defense. So even though Gigliotti is sort of my center fielder and he's young, by the time Hour is ready for the majors, we may have moved on from Gigliotti at that point. So I think that's a good pick. Now let's look at, I want to see if there's any pitchers. Whoops. I'm going to go to all pitchers, but I'm going to keep the batting stats. I'm going to see if there's any hidden pitchers here that we can convert into like a decent position player, and I think I found one. So Michael Doolin, who he could play third base, but if we look at his ratings, 55 contact potential, 65 gap potential, 55 power. He's going to strike out some with only 40 I and 45 avoid Ks, but I'm liking this. His pitching isn't really good enough. Well, he could have average stuff, average movement, average control, decent stamina, but he could have 2+ pitches with an okay slider. So he could actually be like a not terrible bullpen option, like a long relief. I wouldn't want him starting, but if we had to start him in a pinch, we could. Where's his infield ratings? Let's see here. You know, he could be a decent third baseman. So I don't think I want him to focus on pitching, even though he could be an okay pitcher. But he's on my radar. I don't know if I want to pull the trigger just yet. Let's see what my scouting director wants. Ryan Mouch, starting pitcher. Yeah, just kind of another average guy, but I do need pitching very badly. So I don't think that changeup is going to develop. So he's a 2-pitch guy, and as a starter, you really need 3 pitches. So he's a no for me. Let's go back to hitters. Man, this is just, we're not getting any luck here with pitching. So my strategy is going to be, I'm just going to get as many good hitters as I can and try to package them together for pitching in the future. So here's Liam Deegan. I kind of like the outlook of this guy, another high school player. Only 1-star potential, and I didn't see the 35 avoid Ks, so that kind of cools off my enthusiasm for him. But I really like the 55 contact and the 60 power, but he's gonna strike out a ton, so I'm not interested in him anymore. Tyler Kehoe, he's another on-base guy with good base running and good defense. And you can build a team around these kind of guys, especially if you're in a pitcher's ballpark like Kauffman Stadium. So, you get guys on base with guys that can get the ball in play, and anything can happen. So I'm kind of looking at this guy. What happens if I just sort by potential? So I got some 3-star guys left. And let's see, Troy LaNeve, kind of just sort of okay stats across the board. Really not too interesting. Let's see, this guy, Cody Freeman. I like the high work ethic, high intelligence, but just nothing special. Nothing special there. Oh, this guy's an impossible signing, so I don't know if I want to spend the money trying to get him. Let's see if there's anybody else with high contact that looks interesting. So Glenn Babcock, another high school guy. Okay contact. I think he's going to be on the board for a while, so I can wait on him. Any high power guys? Not really. Well, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and draft that pitcher that has the good ratings, and we're going to convert him to third base. I was going to wait because I think he would fall to me if I waited another round, but man, I just do not see any better hitters available. So we're just going to go ahead and grab him. So Michael Doolin. Go ahead and draft him. So see if there's any pitchers on the board. Got some okay relief guys. Are there any good control pitchers? You could have decent stuff. You could have 2 good pitches and then 2 just kind of okay pitches. Al Pesto. He's got 3 pitches. He's got decent stuff, decent control. His stamina is low. This guy could be a good reliever, and he could start if he absolutely had to, although his stamina is pretty bad. Man, if his stamina was higher, I would be all over him. But unfortunately, it is not. So This guy's interesting. 70 stamina, really good control, no stuff. No plus pitches. Man, if he was like a ground ball hitter with good control, he could keep the ball down in the zone. I have a good defensive infield. That would have been interesting, but just not fitting the criteria that I look for. But we're going to keep looking. So, Nick Bennett. If I could get a ground ball pitcher with good control, I would be okay with that. All these guys are neutral. Oh, but this guy could... I don't know if that changeup will develop or not. Mine tends to wander. That doesn't make me feel very good about him. Austin Elliott. What do you look like? Got a lot of neutral pitchers here. Oh, but he could have 3 pitches. Good control. Not going to strike anyone out. Does have high work ethic. Let's see who my scouting director likes. He likes this third baseman, Josh Rivera, who does look good. 60 home run power. I don't know how I missed this guy before. Probably because I don't like looking at people below 50 contact, but I would be okay with this. OSA does not like him at all. Man, I'm just not seeing any pitching. He's an impossible signing, though. All batters. Draft hitters. Let's look at power guys. They're all impossible. Now, this guy... Well, that's an unfortunate last name. Poor guy. But 55 contact with 60 power. He's about ready for the majors. Like, it wouldn't take him long to get there. So, I do like where I'm at with first base right now, but if I could get somebody major league ready pretty quickly to trade them, you know, that would be okay. He's always curious and asking questions. That's a good thing. We're gonna draft him. I really like this Liam Deegan guy, but he's an impossible signing. Actually, no, I don't like him because I forgot 35 K avoid Ks, so not too excited about that. Well, I think I'm going to do the rest of my drafting off screen, so I'm probably going to draft through round 10 or 15 and then just auto do the rest. But I'll join you after I finish drafting, and then we'll go ahead and play against the Angels. Alright, so we finished drafting, and I've negotiated with all my draftees, so just kind of waiting for them to respond there. I did play against the Angels, and we won, but I wasn't recording, and I thought I was. So that sucks, but we will play again, and hopefully we can come up with the same result here as Pat Osborne. Oh, he's still not satisfied, and he does not want to negotiate any further. I gave him $1, so not sure why he didn't accept that. You know, he's just someone my scout auto-drafted, who was an impossible signee, asked for like $3 million or something, and I said, no, I'm not doing that. But anyway, let's go ahead and get into this next game. I really hope we win, because I played one out and we won, and didn't record, unfortunately. So, got Vasadas against Pascal. So, neither of these pitchers particularly great, but we do have to deal with Mike Trout and Ohtani. So, speaking of Mike Trout, we're going to pitch around him to start this game. Gigliotti able to corral that, so. So this looks like a 1-2-3 inning for us to start. So there we go. So Nicky Lopez at the plate here. And that's a nice bloop hit. Nicky Lopez is the bloop master. So Grandal has a catching arm of 60. Gonna take a couple pitches here. Ooh. Alright, they're on to us, so that's why I like to wait a couple pitches before we steal. And Lopez thought twice about that one. We're just gonna swing away here as Gigliotti will ground into a fielder's choice. Does avoid the double play with his great speed. So we're just gonna have Machado swing away at this, not gonna worry about stealing. And Machado, a little too underneath that one as he pops that up for an out. And Caratini will strike out, so can't do anything with the leadoff single, unfortunately. And good job there by Danny Jansen to corral that. Get the out, and Ohtani's going to get on base. Ohtani's going to get on base there. One out here. Fly ball. That should be out number 2. It is. It's a good start on the mound for us. Billy McKinney will take ball 4. And that's a balk, so McKinney will advance to second. So got a runner in scoring position with no outs. And that will knock it down, unfortunately. So out number 1. Rob Segedin at the plate. We'll strike out looking. And Mondesi. Have him swing away at this, and he strikes out. So get a runner to second base with no outs, and unfortunately cannot capitalize on it. So alright, so let's see. Simmons at the plate. Vasadas, good start for him so far. Oh, gives up a soft ground ball right up the middle. Mike Trout. We're always going to pitch around Mike Trout. We don't want him taking a steep here. And Upton able to squeeze that through the hole. So 2 on with 2 outs for Cozart. And able to get ourselves out of that inning. Danny Jansen take ball 4. Nicky Lopez back up. And no throw to first, so Lopez will ground into a fielder's choice. Gigliotti. Very wary about us stealing. So 2-1 count. No, we're just going to swing away here. And that's a well hit ball, but Upton able to gather that up. So Machado now with 2 outs. Rips that one down, and that will be a single. So Manny Machado able to get on base. Caratini 2 on with 2 outs. Full count here. Oh, he would have taken ball 4. But that does get down, and that's going to bring home a run. It's a good job by Caratini there. I was pretty mad that he swung at that, but it ends up working out. Billy McKinney, runner on third. And that will be the inning. So we do get 1 home. Have the lead here. So Vasadas has 5 strikeouts through 3 innings. Pretty strong outing so far. But has given up a lot of contact. So that's the 4th hit by Los Angeles. Oh, and that's ripped by Ohtani. And that is way out of here. So that'll make it 2-1. And just like that, a good start goes wrong here. So we're still in it. So that'll be the end of the inning. So Angels up 2-1. And Seguin will fly out there. So 2 outs here, bottom of the 4th. And Mondesi grounds it right back to the pitcher. That'll do it. Vesadas, gonna try to get him through 6 innings. Mike Trout, make him swing at some bad pitches. Get him to ground out there. Justin Upton takes ball 4, so 1 on with 2 out here for Cozart. And Vesadas gets him to strike out, so really good outing if it wasn't for the home run. Jansen will ground into the second baseman there, and Nicky Lopez up once again. And that's a nice ground ball right up the middle, so Lopez on base once again. I imagine they're going to make sure we don't try to steal, but we're going to try it anyway. And that didn't work out, so Gigliotti grounds that anyway. And that'll do it for the inning. Ohtani back at the plate. Killed us with that home run earlier, and that's a well hit ball, but Ravello able to get to that one. Alright, Machado at the plate here. Do I want to start warming up? I'm going to warm up Tim Hill, just in case. Just in case he comes out and really struggles at the start of the inning. And Machado going to fly out there, unfortunately. Caratini strikes out. And McKinney, that's well hit into the gap. So that will take him to second. Will he go for 3? He does. So a 2-out triple for Billy McKinney. And now can Ravello get him home to tie the game? And no. Ah, that's a bummer. So Vesadas, we're going to sit Tim Hill because he's pretty warm. It shouldn't take him long to warm back up if we need him. But Vesadas throwing well. Really attacking the strike zone. And this should be out number 2. It is. And this should do it for the 7th inning. So, good outing there for Vesadas. We're going to go ahead and warm up Tim Hill, and we're going to put him in. And hopefully, we can get one more run to make this game interesting. So, not going to happen there. Mondesi, can that one drop? No, it does not. And Danny Jansen. So, getting some contact here, just not good contact. Mike Trout, stick to the plan, gonna pitch around him. Not gonna give him anything he can take deep. And if we walk him, that's okay. So Tim Hill able to come in and give us a 1-2-3 inning there. Bottom of the 8th, so we only have 2 more innings to get 1 run here, and Lopez isn't going to get us started with anything. And Gigliotti, not going to be able to reach either. And Machado strikes out looking, so can't get any help from the top of the order. Tim Hill pitching well. So Tim Hill comes in relief and retires 6 straight batters. That's a good job by him, but one more inning here. And Caratini, not going to be able to do it. Billy McKinney. McKinney will get on base, so that's a single there. Tying run is at first for Rangel Ravello, who takes ball 4. So tying run now in scoring position. So Seguin started off the year very hot, but is in a slump. So who do we have that can come in? Let's see, who's pitching? So we have a righty on the mound. If it was a lefty, I would put in Perez. But we're going to put in Cuthbert. Go ahead and slot him in there as the DH. Swing away. And that gets away from him. So 1 out, tying run at third for Cheslor Cuthbert. So all he has to do is hit this ball far, which he does not. So Mondesi now. Not the guy I want at the plate for this situation, but go ahead and swing away. And that gets away from the catcher again. And that run is going to score. So we tie it up. Rangel Ravello on third. Mondesi at the plate. 2 outs. Mondesi, can you deliver a walk-off hit? No, can't quite get it past the hole, but we do tie it up. We're going to extra innings. Tim Hill pitching to AJ Reed. And Tim Hill running out of stamina, so we're going to have to warm up Herrera. But a very good outing for Tim Hill so far. Retired 9 straight batters. Alright, so bottom of the order here, Danny Jansen. And that is going to get down. So Mike Trout does not play that very well. So the winning run on second for Nicky Lopez. So he just needs to get the ball in play here. And that's a well-hit ball to the gap, and that's going to do it. Nicky Lopez, walk-off double. Royals win in dramatic fashion. So I played the game where I thought I was recording and I wasn't, and we won. So I was pretty bummed about that it didn't turn out we were recording, but we end up getting a better win the second time around. So it all ended up working out. So Vasadas gave us 7 innings, only 5 hits, 2 earned runs, 8 strikeouts. So very good outing for him. He's going to drive his ERA down. And Tim Hill, very impressive. So 24,000, almost 25,000 in attendance for us on a Wednesday night, so that's not bad at all. So we've won 2 in a row against the Angels, so how about that? Obviously, well, we're 6.5 back of the wild card, so I don't know. Theoretically, if we get hot, we can maybe be in the picture, but I kind of doubt it. Manny Machado is going to be on the trade block. I don't have to move him because I have him on a pretty reasonable salary up through 2024. But his morale is very unhappy. So if I can flip him for a good prospect, we're going to do that. So I just want to see what kind of return I could theoretically get for him, and the Red Sox would be willing to part with Mookie Betts, who would have 1 more year of arbitration. So this tells me I could, if I do some digging, I could get a pretty good prospect in return for Machado, which is to be expected. But like Jurickson Profar, he has several years of team control left, so he's sort of a guy sort of level of prospect I could expect to get in return. Maybe a little bit better. Obviously, I'm going to be looking more for pitching, but yeah, I'm going to dig long and hard throughout this next month of the season to see if I can get anything done on that front. So I'm going to make the next video around the beginning of July to see if we can get any good international free agents. But yeah, so maybe we're starting to turn this around. I'm going to see how June goes, and if we can kind of get back into the mix for the wild card, I probably won't trade Machado, but if we continue to fall back, that's going to be something we're going to have to look at. So, yeah, I guess before I end this video, we can go ahead and check out some of our prospects and see how they're doing. So let's see, Carlos Andres Cortez hitting decently well in Wilmington. Very similar to Nicky Lopez. He's actually a little bit better. He's a better hitter than Lopez, just not quite as good as a defender. He's got the contact and the avoid Ks. He's just got a little bit more power than Lopez. So I'll be able to trade one of them at some point when they're both kind of major league, or when he's major league ready. I'll have a decision to make there. Probably when Lopez hits arbitration, Cortez will be ready. So it's good to have, even though I have a solid starter at second base, it's nice to have a guy ready to take his place. Sully Matias, so kind of disappointed with him. I was really hoping he could turn into a really good hitter for us. I was hoping he would kind of rise through the ranks this year, like Gigliotti did last season, but really struggling at Wilmington. He started off the year very good in Lexington, so I moved him up, and just hasn't been able to really put it together. But he's only 20. He still has some time before I totally give up on him. Josh Spiegel in Burlington, so the rookie ball season hasn't started yet. So really nothing to report there. And Logan Warmoth is injured, but yet another second baseman. I got him in the Whit Merrifield trade, I believe. So he's in Double-A, and he's been okay. Nothing special, but another guy that I can trade. Solid second baseman, good base runner, good defender. So yeah, those are sort of the main guys to look at. Liam Henry, rookie ball hasn't started, so nothing new to show with him. But yeah, so that's gonna do it for this video, and I will join you guys next time at the start of July.